Believe it or not, this is a game I've been excited to try for a long while. Lords of the Fallen. Notice I said Lords. It's the sequel to what's considered one of the worst games ever made. That's a clone of one of the worst sequels ever made, Dark Souls 2. And it came at a time when I guess this Souls genre was sort of taking over action games. We moved way beyond the samurai, shinobi, and Sekiro and Nioh and onto Wo Long and Wu Chang, and pretty much every game that came out had to be a Souls clone. Bosses had to have 2 life bars and you had to prepare to die. So this comes out kind of out of nowhere. No one thought a bad Souls clone would get a sequel, but here we are, you know. In the age of Embracer Group and Sony First Party, it's the best they could do. Why not? So with that being said, let's get right into it. Lords of the Fallen. This is a free trial on PS5. I guess they released like a version 2.0 update, so they gave away a demo. Works for me. Ages past, distorting self-delusion into faith. I mean, if that's not a life imitating art. In a conflict between the divine, are mortals mere pawns? Okay. Whether the flesh of gods or death itself, all will be consumed. See, and again, the lore, you know, this dark poetry that they all need to learn how to write now. You know, they never read Wordsworth, they never read Lord Tennyson, but suddenly they're authors. She must feed, you know. We've got a knight. I wonder what it was that made fantasy stories model not just knights in armor, but monsters. Like, I'm sure they had to deal with... You don't really see them fighting wolves or bears.
Boris, forgive me. It's to you this,
you know, I turned subtitles off. What the fuck is this? Even their own options menus don't work. But why do you think that is? Like, it always has them fighting mythological beasts. And in a game that's fun. But even in fantasy stories, you know, what's it supposed to represent? You don't think a bear is scary enough?
The metal for this crusader. You fail.
It's decapitated. Double sword. I kind of like that. Impale him with one. Decapitate him with another. I don't want to skip. Why does it keep telling me skip? Even it doesn't want to watch its own cutscenes. Alright, this is my guy. Hallowed Knight. Let's see if we can move this here real quick. Move. Stalwart Knight. Oh, we're gonna zoom in. Whose loyalty to the cleric and the hallowed something. Focused on physical prowess, bolstered by radiance. Alright. We don't know what any of this means. Is there like a help menu? We got a zoom menu, but what about a help menu? He looks pretty cool already. Heavy Knight. It's kind of like what I like, melee and sword. So we got strength and agility and endurance and vitality and radiance and inferno. Let's say radiance and inferno. Was that faith and spell, you think? Vitality and endurance, health and stamina. And then agility and strength. We know what strength, what do you think agility does? And his weapons. Am I crazy, or does the left menu say L2 and the right says R1? I think that's just my eyes. What is this? Under the camera. The head? We don't need that. And the body shape? We also don't need that. Put his armor back on. Put his fucking clothes back on. Go back here. So who's this? I kind of want an axe. I'm an axe main. Devastating but lightly armored class, driven by raw strength. Fire good? For good or ill? I can't fucking read. Honored werewolf. He's got bigger strength and endurance. Hey, maybe I like this guy. Alright. Warwolf. They give you a lot of classes. Oh, but he had no shield? Partisan? I like the shield, huh? I don't need crossbows or anything like that. Strong and dependable all-rounder. I'll tell you what, I've already decided. I'll be honest with you, I've already decided. A nice spear god. Spears can be cool. A little shield. Class for those who favor dexterity and light defense over strength. He might be like a good second choice. The linear poke with the parry shield. And a ranger. He looks weak though. Light armor and the axe. And they gotta give me what, a couple of magic choices. Stalker, fast, double blade. Whirling preacher. Heal guy. Don't really need that. Pure cultist. Early magic build. Alright, early magic build. And then the condemned. What is he? He's like low level when you know what you want to do. So I'll tell you what. Pirate cultist, of course. The magic choice. Might not be a bad idea. Maybe for like some variety. Who else did I say? The infantry, the spear god, probably a good secondary, you know. Fast dex, linear. But I'll tell you what, I like this Warwolf. Channeling the animal spirits within, and that double-bladed sword, so I'm going him. I'm going him. And I really don't care about his face. Good enough. Well, maybe we'll shape up that body a little bit. Good enough. What's his name? What's his name? I'm ready to go. Press and hold play. Enter his name, character name. Give me a random name. I'll tell you what. Give him a random name. Now I'll just do this. I'll just do this. I'm just gonna call him. I was like, give him a random name like Diablo. Diablo's a good name for that pyromancer. So we'll do this. Good enough. Lords of the Fallen.
Lord,
there's no cutscene on the screen to skip yet.
Great potential dwells within you, doubtless, for you to be chosen thusly. And so does Aureus' wisdom guide my hand.
What is this called? It's called pastiche. It's a pastiche of souls, you know? Great, blah 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 tempts you to have been chosen, blah blah blah. It's like only From Software is the original.
Crusaders.
Only From Software is the original. He had the original vision. The way that he wanted this dark poetry to flow, and the way that, you know.
Our work is of the greatest import.
It's like, maybe in music, like the thrash era, everybody was trying really hard to come up with really cool ideas, cool riffs, and cool lyrics. In Souls gaming, nobody's trying to come up with anything cool. It's literally the dank ruins and the dark poetry, and the boss has 2 life bars, and you'll prepare to die from the clunky controls. And they think they've done their job. So this is like, I already know what it's gonna be like. You know, Mortal Shell and all the shitty ones. At least I'll say this. The movement feels pretty good. Games can't really get away with shit movement anymore. They have good graphics, they have good cameras, they have good physics. It's not really, we're not really worried about, you know, the PS3-4. We're not really worried about the PS3-4 and input lag or anything. I got to admit. Like, even random games like Metal Gear 5 has input lag. Dark Souls 2 has input lag. It's real shitty. Alright, bust it up. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it so far. Is there a jump? There is! Alright, X is jump, circle's roll. What about square? Square is an item, and he puts it on himself. A Sanguinarinix, and a Minor Flame Salt. Left and right switches items. What does down do? What does up do? Up does something and down does something. I'm hitting the buttons and they're appearing. Oh, maybe I want an always on. Maybe I want an always on HUD. So down select something and up select something. Maybe triangle. Triangle is double-handed. It's slower though. Got health, stamina, a fireball, and a gun belt. One-handing. So there's such a thing as two-handed. All right, that's kind of fast. X jump, it rolls. What else? Down and up. There was another little item. There was another little flash of a heads-up display that I didn't see. Square uses items. What's L1? Block. And what's L2? L2 is what, my alternate... Whoa. L2 is my throwable. And that's what the yellow ammo is. R1 and R2... R1 throws, R2 aims. What does X do? What does down do? So up and down switches between my throwables and my magic. And L2 aims. And I got a lot of things. What does square do? That's my lantern and it enlightens me. What does triangle do? Vertige seeds, it couldn't read it enough. And then that does something. Okay, so I've got a magic lantern. Alright, so up and down switches between your left hand. I've got a magic lantern and some throwable axes. And then that yellow line is like my ammo count. So I'm kind of learning. What about R3 probably locks on. What does L3 do? L3 runs, but that requires stamina. Okay. We can intuit the controls. Maybe if I had a shield, L2 would be shield. Maybe I want to be a shield main instead of a throwable main. You never know. Wow, it takes a long time to pull it out. So when you hold L2 to pull it out your throwing axe, he doesn't automatically aim with like a crosshair. Wow. Oh, I gotta remember L1 is block. Alright. I like the Hey, I gotta say something right now. I like this more than Demon's Souls Remake. And I'll tell you why. The hitbox and the hit impact on his sword, free aiming it and just barely the enemy's missing, and like the quickness and how nice it looks. I think that the game is very fluid. It's not stiff at all. It's tight but responsive, and I think the combat might be real tight. I think this game might be good. You have no idea, or maybe you do, how much of a positive impact good controls has on especially a quick reflex action game. A quick reflex action game. And uh-oh, you see what I'm saying there? And something like this where the camera's real close, you know, there's another room to explore. The camera's real close. And like, there's a lot of hit impact, but also the hits knock the enemies back. This is better than a lot of games that I've played recently and on this stream. I mean, maybe this idea of waiting for 2.0 updates, like, even if it's been 2 years, I don't know when this came out recently, but was it last year? Was it a year before? Who knows, right? It's Nebulos. Maybe she was up there to throw something down at me. Oh. But I mean, it feels extremely smooth. Extremely. It feels extremely smooth. Damn, I'm glad they gave me a free trial. Shit. Dash and roll. Pretty much done with the tutorial. Yeah, just even when you lock on, it's like the camera doesn't lock. The target just locks, and you can still kind of move around. He's got this little, like, I don't know, he's got a little bit of that top sway, but his feet are firmly planted on the ground. What about the menus they keep showing me? There's like an instant menu, and then what? So that's like my inventory. Equipment, what's equipped? Inventory of what I have. Consumables, melee, ranged, ammunition, armor. Quest upgrade, umbral lantern, and the lamp bearer is something else. And then all. My sword, basic attacks. What do I got? Combos? Kick attack. Oh, multi-hit attack. L1, kick attack. Whoa, cool. So like a Rolodex of moves. And then what is my touch bar? Just does gestures. Okay. Can I slow walk up to him? Ranged combat. Let's see what this lantern does. I guess I could have moved out of the way. What does that do? It did something. It did something. It like sucked his soul in. That's something to explore on the Wikidot, you know? I don't think that this game is half bad. Another game it's reminding me of is Darksiders. But this game has a lot more hit impact. And it's just a bit more satisfying. Yeah, come here, bud. Just very, you know, the guy's got enough weight. He moves around. The colors are bright. There's purpose to the path and the level. I can see what I'm doing and where I'm going. It's not clunky at all. This is exactly what needed to be fixed about Dark Souls 2. You know? It's not clunky at all. An umbral entity is preventing your progress. Well, we better go get that guy. Select Umbral Lamp. The Umbral Realm. Raise your Umbral Lamp to traverse paths only accessible in Umbral. Okay. Raise my Umbral Lamp. And then blast this motherfucker. R2 or L2? No, that didn't do it. Triangle? Square? Whoa! So I hit square. It transforms. Now I can pass. I just think the hit impact is right there. It's like real. You can feel the roundness of all the modeling. Just, I don't know, man. If combat is good, it's not floaty and it's not clunky. It's heavy and tight. I like that. I like that combat. What about this guy? Emerge from the umbral fire, and then you come back through the fire and the flame. I'm over here now. Anything to pick up? Umbral rifting. Summon your path in Axiom is blocked. No, sometimes. And you'll need to rift to the Umbral Realm, select a lamp, raise the lamp, and then hit square. I just did that, though. Why are you giving me that tutorial when I just did that? I'm already back from the realm. Oh, maybe I had to run and jump? I had to run and jump right there. Yeah, I think this is cool. It feels really good. What was that other game that I didn't mind? That I kind of was laughing at? Inotria, the Italian one. Yeah, I mean, let's admit, that game, you know, that game had a lot of heart. But, was it good? No. I think this is better. So I can just walk over it? Whoa, I can just walk over it. But then I have to hit something. Alright. So you could show... I like this idea, that's pretty cool. Wait, and then I hit square though, and it didn't really work. You had to hold it? Hold square? Press and hold square to reach the umbral realm. And then is there any penalty for being in the umbral realm? I mean, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, shit. What? L2, R2. Soul Flay. Is... You're telling me, right? I think this is cool. Let's Soul Flay this guy. I don't know if that worked. I kind of have very simple builds in these Souls games. You know? What is that? L2, R2. Pull the soul out. Oh, I gotcha. What about Soul 1? Yeah, I usually have pretty simple builds in these games. Just a nice sword and shield melee. Maybe a spell or two. Wither. Your health receives Wither when entering Umbral or performing certain activities with your lamps. Withered health can be renewed by damaging enemies. However, you'll lose it instantly if you're struck. Alright, so it's like, well, why, you know, unless I need to go to this realm, why do I need to go? Why do I need to use this lamp? So, what does triangle do? Vestige seeds can only be planted in umbral flower beds. I don't know what that means. Square takes me into the realm. R2 is Soul Flay. What's R1? Lamp and R1. Can I jump and slam him? No. Damn, these big ass combos. Cool. So Soulflay takes those goodies out. But what about the lamp in R1? No tomahawk? I mean, it seems cool. It seems, like, funny. So you get drop-down attacks. Hell yeah, it's better than at first Kazan. This is way fucking better. Because, I mean, it just looks cool because this setting married with realistic graphics is going to look cooler than, you know, why did Kazan have anime? Because it was trying to appeal to anime fans. You know, what if Nioh was anime? Graphically. So that was the idea for that game. But this game, it's more Mortal Shell, Dark Souls 2, Dread. Prolonged periods of Umbral make your presence increasingly known to its inhabitants. The longer you spend in Umbral, the more dangerous things come to haunt you. Well, what do I care? I have a sword. What do you have? Umbral? I have a fucking sword. You know? Well, how do I get out of this? I can't just press and hold to get out. I have to find one of those lamps to get out. So they designed these levels to make me need to come in here. I like this Warwolf I chose also. I'm liking a lot about this game. You know? I'm liking a lot about it. Can't go back. It was a cool screenshot though. And then the Umbral. You know? And then the Soul Flay. Pull him out. Uh-oh. Oh, so you have to free all of those souls in order to open the blocked door. Is what they're showing me in the cutscene. Okay? And already just the direction of the pathing, even as a tutorial. I like it. In terms of the simplicity of grasping, moving, and attacking, it's better than Mortal Shell. In terms of the feeling of swinging an weapon into an enemy and pushing back on them, and the look, it's better than Kazan. And so it kind of reminds me of, like, yeah, just this dark style beat 'em up with a lot of hit impact. And it's almost not trying to be a Souls clone that's slow and trudging. It's trying to be a little more quick and fast-paced, but still with the rules of Souls where, hey, combat's going to be difficult. Got to watch your enemy, you know? But the hit impact and the fighting is a little bit more beat 'em up style. You can go a little bit quicker. You can attack more often. That's what we like. A lot of stamina, attack more often. Maybe almost like Bloodborne, where you're really fucking slicing into him. It's like the guy's got plenty of stamina to make his move. I like this. I think in terms of in terms of not even production quality, but development quality, it's way better than it could have been, and it's way better than a lot of these other action trope games. Abandoned Redcopse. Okay. Maybe, okay. Maybe this is worth. Vestiges mark places where previous lamp bearers fell. Once activated, these serve as points of revival. Okay, let me do this. I want to take a screenshot of this. How do I get rid of this tutorial? How do I get rid of this tutorial look on the tutorials? We'll turn that off. Apply. And then we'll take this and shut this off. And then I can look. Just take a simple screenshot. How about that? Right. Part 1. Let's turn that back on. Gameplay. Tutorial on. Because admittedly, those tutorials were useful. Maybe we'll get an always-on heads-up display. So that's the tutorial. This is just part 1. Vestiges. This is like our bonfire. Vestige of rank activated. Upgrade. What am I going to decide to do since this is just a tutorial and a trial and not the full thing? I could go big health, but I don't really like doing that, even in a demo. Maybe I'll go big strength. Not even enough. Not enough for 1 even. Alright, it's going to be hardcore then. Oh yeah, and resting respawns everything. No big deal. They had a load. I would think they would load when you open the door, but okay. Going down the pathway. Oh yeah, you don't want to run because then you waste your stamina. Alright, let me get my guard up. Blocking. Damn, so he doesn't roll backward, he backsteps. Okay. You got a follow up? Do blow? Okay, remember to block. His R2 is like a really good stab. Good range. So you want to sidestep to the left or right, not backward. And don't forget to block. Wow. Follow up. I'm in there. I have a lot of stamina. Look how much I can backstab. Oh, double tap to roll. Gotcha. Wow, I'm really... Alright, gotta get out of there. At least I can run through all the shit on the ground. Oh, fuck. For command throw. I thought he was reeling back. Alright, no big deal. He's not gonna heal, is he? You can see him kind of wanting to stab or wanting to... There we go. Wanting to stab or wanting to swing sideways. And then what is this? L2 and R2. Pull that soul out of the ground. I still need to know what the lamp is. Well, look at this! Hidden secret found. Look at these faces. Cool. So one of the gimmicks of this game is the umbral lamp, and it kind of reveals either hidden paths or maybe secret items. And you gotta pull all these souls out of these dudes and get their treasure. But then like L2 and R1 is like this secret. There's another button we haven't gotten out to try yet. Alright, no path. I guess what, the few hits he got on me were gonna do bleed. Umbral parasites. Symbiotically merge with other creatures, protecting them or granting them new power to use. Raise the lamp, and then siphoning. Alright. Raise the lamp and siphon. No? Take that. So R1 is Lamp Bearer Avenged. So look at this. So when you find an enemy that's being enhanced, you can hit the L2 R1 combo and pull their spirit away from them, rather than R2 pulls their soul out of them. And I guess like walking around and checking the environment for like secret paths. I wonder if that's an idea. And secret bridges. That's a door. That's a door. So it's kind of showing me there's no way around, even if I left. Maybe from up above. I don't want to go into lamp mode if I don't really need to, because they said there's risks to draining your own health and getting stuck in there. Sometimes your path is blocked and you'll need the rift. Can I press and hold and go in? So then now they want me to anyway. Cool, and that pulls the path. Well then while I'm in here, I wonder, well then, if they want you going into this mode a lot, I wonder if it's worthwhile just entering into it immediately. Because it's almost like, who cares if you have a bit lower health? Can I take an item in here? Yeah, so what's the difference? The gate does not budge. I gotcha. The gate does not budge. Do you think it's worthwhile just going into this umbral mode? No, not if there's... It puts doors up that blocks you. Okay. And then it says the longer you stay in this mode, the more likely they are to notice you. Or like the enemies know where you are and come looking for you. I love those faces. That's where I came down. I think this game gets like the mood and the theme right, and it gets the combat right. For a game that's going to focus so much on combat, I mean, I really got to commend them. See, and I was going to say, I was like, anytime you see somebody and you don't know whether or not they're an enemy, you got to click the lock on and see if you...
I always wondered if there were others. You're probably thinking that lamp's just a tool to be used as you see fit. Take it lightly, and you'll find it's the other way around. Mark my words.
Okay.
I don't know who you are, and I don't care.
Iron
But
Wayfarer.
since it seems a deer has you marked, making you a bigger threat to the Rogar serves us both. I've defied the wills of gods and kings. If you know any kind of freedom, you'll do the same.
Just stand on his
defied-
fire.
If you know any...
Alright. Some dark lore. No big deal. Stigmas. Oh, it's like, it's kind of like a soul memory. Pick that up. You're not close enough to the item, so you jump? Yeah. So yeah, in terms of, you know, controls and graphics and combat, it's kind of it's got its own identity, and it does it very well. Ow, I thought she was a fucking merchant. You think I didn't see her there? I was like, I mean, I swung a sword right by her. She's not doing anything. Bastard. Who's that? Oh, it's just with X. Oh yeah, return. And then there's these portals where you can return back to the ordinary world. But if that's the return zone, where was that drop down? That's probably the starting point where I don't need to go back down there. Okay. So then now the question is, the game's got its own look, the game's got its own feeling to it, and it does it very well. So now the idea is, what are they going to build out? Are they going to build out the lore? Are they going to build out the level design and the enemy types? And are they going to build out the character build, like, what moves do I get? What weapons do I use? All this type of stuff. The stuff that makes it feel like when you're playing Dark Souls, you're going on this long adventure from start to beginning, or from start to ending. I wonder how in tune this game's going to be. Probably just slash through everything. An early village to explore. What did it say? Multi-hit attacks. L1 and R2. That's kind of his stat. Yeah, it's almost like it's making me think of it just as an action game and not a Souls game. And I think that's really to its own benefit. I think that's to its own benefit. Because you don't really want to just, like, get trapped and die and respawn again and again. And like the developers pulling something over on you, like, oh, look, we knew you'd die here, we trapped you. That's kind of lame. The cool thing about Dark Souls 1 and 3 and what's the other one? Elden Ring, is that if you have, you know, quick reflexes, between dodging and attacking, you can kind of fight your way out of traps and ambushes. So you don't feel as screwed. I'm looking up at her. Oh, that blew up. That had nice AoE effect. So then what I can do is I can do this. And throw that shit at her. Give her a taste of run medicine. Can I do that? There we go. Cool. Innovative gameplay. But I'm out of heals, though. Oh, shit. And he rattles it and it's empty. Checking all, like, the walls. Check the outskirt of the level. Oh, here goes the ladder. That's just the killer. She doesn't have anything. And he doesn't really jump high enough to, he jumps high enough to, like, get over gaps, but not to sequence break out, I guess. Whoa, you see that huge dude? There's no crouch. Oh, fuck. As long as he doesn't have some heal spell. Okay, I might be dead. I'm totally dead. I got blown up by his floor mines. Shit. Whoa. What? I got blown up by his mines on the floor. And now I'm burning. I'm fucking burning. Fuck! I'm dead anyway! Fuck! Another one bites the dust. Damn, so where do I, now I'm fucking dead. I gotta get back there. So he died. Let's see. He died. Who comes back? They all come back, I guess. And I can't see how much life she has? Oh, she doesn't... I can't do anything to her anyway. I'm hitting R1. It's not working. Maybe if I knock her down. I'm getting R1 siphon. What the fuck is going on? Use the lamp. Hit R1 to siphon. I tried that so many times. I don't know why it didn't work. Hold the lamp. Go into the mode. Man, so I'm stuck in this mode. My health is low. So let me ask you this. When you go in this mode and then come out, does your health come back? I don't need to go that way. I need to go this way. Isn't there one other guy around here too? So that's right, killing guys brings back white health. Isn't there one more dude? Maybe I'll try two-handing. And maybe I'll try two-handing any whiffs. Maybe that's not a good idea. There, got to the left there. We'll do this. So they don't really see you. You could probably get away. You could probably come away from them if you wanted to. I think I like the one-handed moveless better, just because he's got the stab. And I can't guarantee it's doing more damage. I mean, I'll try it out. What I would look for... more like knockback or hit stun on the guy, not necessarily more damage, because if you can at least knock him down, you can like fight him more fairly. I'm gonna grab this. My stuff. I'm blocking. I can't see through the trees. I kind of want to get back here. Wow, he's got a lot of moves. Trade. I guess I could count. Maybe on a nicer enemy. I just like the stab. I think that I just like the stab moveset. Because it reaches really far. I guess you could test it on an enemy to see whether it's worth it or not. Maybe it is. And what are these butterflies showing me? I guess you gotta remember to like look. A bridge. Oh, okay. Can I walk just with this? Yeah. So you don't need to go into that mode. You can just walk with the lamp. But now I'm on this roof. Oh. Can I jump up and grab it? I'll just throw it. Go. Preacher shield. So let's say this. I've been through, I've been getting some stuff. What about this? Ammo cost, ammo cost. Do I have any, like, fancier pilgrim garb? Smite, bleed, burn, damage mitigation. It doesn't seem better, it just seems different. Damage mitigation, pilgrim skirt. I don't think the enemy's gear is going to be a lot better than mine. I'm not using this. Maybe I can unequip that. What else do I got? Small amount of mana, ammunition, holy damage, fire damage, increased resistance against burn, defense against fire, and withering, and then 20 vigor, travel to most recent sacrificial spot. So basically just healing is all I need. Any other weapons? A lot of other weapons. A wooden cross and a pointed stick. I wonder if this stuff is for spellcasting. Less physical. So it seems like the weapon that I'm starting with is pretty much the best. Throwing rock, that's fine. Is there throwing hand? So then wait, I picked up a shield. Am I not able to equip a shield? Look at this. Look at this. Orient Preacher Shield. Increase your radiance to gain further insight. I think in what? The stats of the thing? Switch panels. I don't need that. Gotcha. Drop use. Is he unable to equip this? Gestures. Quest materials. I got a lot of these pamphlets. What is this? The lantern. Relic used to upgrade. Rosary. A journal. Piece of skin. Weird. I wonder why I'm not able to equip this. Is that in his left hand? Am I any slower? Maybe blocking with this will be better than blocking with my bare hand. What else do I have? I guess that was kind of what I was curious about. I have a map now. It's pretty cool. Character. I haven't upgraded yet. I haven't upgraded it yet. Testing attack damage. And this lantern. Keep the lantern out, I guess. Okay, 118, 119. These guys are weak. Let me switch to two-hand and see what I can get done. Stagger and backstab. Deplete an enemy's posture dramatically by delivering a fully charged heavy attack to the back. Staggered enemy can backstab with a grievous strike. Okay. Is he gonna turn around? That's what heavy's good for. I tend to skip over a lot of the like bonus items, craft stuff, buff stuff. It just is not really like an interesting thing to use or think about. Maybe like some fire paper here and there. Oh cool, a statue. Maybe some fire paper here and there. But other than that, I'm not really concerned about items. Upgrade character, and it shows that I can. I wonder if I just want... I don't know if I really want... They should show you what it does, right? Defense stats, resistances. Let me do this. Move it here. Maybe at least we'll show. So what does this do? Physical plus 12 instead of plus 10. And some physical resistance and defense on strength. What does agility get me? Agility gets me... Oh, for throwing damage. I don't care about that. What about endurance? More stamina, more weight. My stamina's been pretty good. I'm not really running out. Vitality, easy, more health. Also more weight to carry. And more physical defense. Useful. Radiance is more mana. Inferno is more mana. So let's skip Radiance and Inferno, and let's skip Agility. But what's the idea? Keep health and vitality where they are for the demo, and just do strength and defense. I like that idea. Because endurance, it's not like I'm running out. And vitality, it's not like I'm running out. Let's just go strength for now. Level up. And I can do another one. I'm tempted to do health. Alright, well then do it. I'm tempted. I still get another? That's a lot of health. We'll do double strength. Alright, cool. Then we'll rest. So the only thing I really need to test now is whether one-hand or two-hand is worth it. I don't really like the two-hand weapon moveset because he has like these overhead slashes and swings instead of the stab, which is really, really useful, and the horizontal swing, which is really, really useful. You can kind of know like what you want to do. They're both sort of... The two-handed moveset is both sort of like shorter in terms of distance to the enemy, and also it's kind of horizontal. Nothing to do there yet. What about this? I don't want him to try and do that soul flail thing, and then like step forward off the cliff, you know? So never mind damage. I'll try doing it in two-handed mode just to see if it's kind of useful. And, you know, like if I like it or not. Because if the moveset is not really, like, usable or fightable, it doesn't really matter if it does more damage. I could just stick with the, one hand.
Someone! Help me, please!
Now I have to try and get out of this spot. Oh, a ladder. Click R3 to climb faster. That's another thing too. If the enemies are in this umbral fashion, there's like a doom again. If the enemies are in this umbral spot, do they take more damage from me? Like maybe they deal more damage to me and I deal more damage to them? I don't know. And then will interacting with this reset it? If it doesn't, it's kind of fucked up. It does. I mean, I'll go two-hand, why not? Soulflay enemies. Lock on the lamp. Soulflay. So this is, again, she's got that, why did they tell me to soulflay her if she didn't have the little... Look, lock on target, L2, and then, oh, that's R2. So what is this? When the enemy's soul is exposed, attack it to apply Wither. Attacking withered enemy inflicts a large amount of damage. So, oh, Soul Siphon is R1 when they're protected by a spirit, and Soulflay is R2. Can I cross this bridge? No. What was that tutorial? Soulflay enemies. Look at this. Soulflaying enemies consumes a Soulflay charge, while Soulflaying environmental elements does not. Okay. Is that something hidden beneath my heads-up display? Not been able to look at. I mean, these environments look cool. And your guy moves fast. I'm drowning. I drowned. Completely. What? Whoa, what? Oh, I had to... Well, how in the fuck did I know I have to go into the soul realm so that I don't drown? I didn't know that. You're giving me a tutorial on Soulflay, but not on, hey, if there's water that you can't stand in, you know, above your head, why don't you go to the soul realm? Because, I mean, this is a new mechanic you gotta keep reminding me of. What are you telling me now? Recover Soulflay charges. Start the umbral lamp. What? Raise the lamp. Siphon. Siphon the charges. Okay, I'm siphoning the charges. Hey, a ladder. You blowing up? Yeah. It's blowing up. Let me climb this ladder. I like this game a lot. I like it more than Kazan, that's for damn sure. And DS2. And shitty Mortal Shell, which I also fucking hate. I think that this game is cool. Probably just because of how, let's get out of here. Probably just because of how smooth and fluid it is. And I like it better than, you know, so there's all these games like Wolong and Nioh that are trying to be these like samurai games, and then there are these dank, murky Souls clones. Look at that. And I like the Souls clone. Dark fantasy. Kick the plank. Okay, so that's a shortcut back to my Umbral Vestige. So I tried stabbing him there, and I had a... Oh, fuck. I tried stabbing him, but because I was two-handed, I didn't have the range. So I'm just going to keep the one-hand moveset, because two-handing is doing like 140, and single hit's doing 120, but you still have the same number of hits anyway, and the range, I can't afford to whiff something, you know? And then I got a sweet, pure skill on reaction parry to him. I think this is the same spot that I came from before. It looks cool and it's fun to explore around. It doesn't have to be rocket science, it's just a video game toy, right? I almost feel like if I walk down here, I can't get back up, which seems kind of dumb. But I don't think that's true. There's a ladder. It just moves so fast. It's so fluid and smooth and fast to move around. Like, it's crazy how long it took a video game to get to that point. I guess it's a ladder to nowhere? Why is that blocked off? Maybe in the spirit realm? I don't want to just go into the spirit realm. I don't want to make a habit of going into the spirit realm. Oh, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Let me get a sneak on this guy. Man, these graphics look fucking good. You think this is a boss? It just auto-saved. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. They put that there. That's like in Dark Souls 1 in the depths, they had to add the bonfire. It's like, maybe we should add a ladder. Maybe we should add a ladder so they can get out of the boss chamber. That's funny. I chose a good class too. Is there a way that I can, like, knock this down without having to waste throw ammunition on it? Pilgrim hood, pilgrim bandages. Yeah, but I like my outfit. I don't think that pilgrim gear is really any better. Alright, so I'm going to fuck this guy up. He's going to really get it now. Oh, that's not a boss, that's an NPC. I was primed and ready to go. Alright, man, you get around. No big deal. What do you have to say for yourself?
You carry the lamp long enough, and you'll see history repeat, over and over. If you don't want to keep retreading the same ground yourself should you fall, make use of this.
Vestige Seed? What does that do?
I've given you more umbral guidance than I ever had. From now on, find your own way, and stay out of mine.
Hey man, I'm on my own adventure, you know?
From now on.
Vestige Seeds. Serve as a point of revival should you die in Umbral. Locate a flower bed and plant one. Okay, so that's the L2 and triangle. free friends pass for single player content to continue the journey, play online with a friend. What? Whoa. Man, this game looks fucking cool. Can I climb on here? That looks fucking awesome. Man, what do you think that red thing is? I mean, it makes me curious, right? Man, that shit is fucking cool. You've completed the free Friends Pass single-player content. To continue the adventure, please play online with a friend. So that's it? That's the demo, the trial? I mean, What do you think? I think that this is almost worth it. Let's take this tutorial message off. And let's have a real powwow about Lords of the Fallen. What do I think? I think that the graphics are great. I think that the controls are great. And I think that the combat has a lot of merit because it's trying this unique beat-em-up style that is less Souls clone and is more action fighting, which I can appreciate. My skepticism would be you need to build out your character and get stuff like, where are the drops from the enemies? Where were the pickups of like new cool weapons? So what makes you feel like the game's moving forward in a Souls game is that you get new equipment and your character plays differently. So can I get a different weapon? That's pretty the main thing, because that's like your moveset, the attacks you're going to be using of fighting everything. And then I guess, you know, if you want to use magical crossbows or something, you don't really have that plan until you discover those spells or discover those options and decide, do I want to add that to my character or not, and totally shift my character toward that or not. So my fear would be that it becomes kind of samey. Now I'm in the new level, I'm looking for the enemies to chop up, and the game kind of ends there. But maybe it doesn't end there. Maybe the levels maybe it gets bigger, and you could get lost. Maybe you can travel to different places, like that game Strayblade. Strayblade is this like open world, brightly colored action game that's really, really good. This game I can tell has these tight Bloodborne style areas where they serve their own purpose. There's a route here, a circle here, an ambush up here, you know. So I like the enemies and I like the enemy placements and the levels, and I like the graphics. It's definitely better than Kazan and, like, you know, Wolong. Those games are nothing but a combat system that stink. This game actually lets you kind of move around, space, swing, and the physical sense of hitting an enemy with the weapon's really, really good. I think it's pretty cool, and it has a lot more merit than any of these other Souls clones. I'd really be curious to play it more. Should I just drop 20 bucks and buy it like right now? Let me see. What is this? Plant the vestige seed. Does it let me do that? Does it let me do that? Where does it let me do that? Is this a flower bed? You can only plant umbral seeds in a vestige flower bed. Well, if you give me a seed, where's the bed? You know? Let me do it. Interact. So what about rest? Let me see this. Can I interact? Can I return? Log in. Log in. Exit the main menu. Exit to main menu. Let me see. I'm tempted, right? I'm tempted. Let me see this here. Turn this off. What happens if I go to buy full game? Play trial, $20. Offer ends. What happens if I add this to my cart? What happens there? I think I'm gonna do it. So then now what happens? Does it still lock me out? It does. Why did I just buy that shit then? Why did I just buy that then? Let's see. The full game. Well, never mind. Never mind that. Fuck. Just fucking dropped $20 in this thing. Let me see if I can get the full game going. Let me see if I can get the full game going. And continue. Might have to download. Fuck. Might have to download. Because this is just a trial. I guess it was like... I don't know. Do I need to do a new game? That'd be a bummer. No, skip all that. I don't want to do a new game. I want to keep doing my guy because he kind of works. Who's the only other character? Mornstead infantry? Stabbing? Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this. Try stab. Hey, I thought it was a dude. I switched to male and he's still female. Okay. Change name. No. Who's this guy? Infantry? Infantry. Confirm. I wouldn't mind checking out the pyromancy too. Defiled. So let's just see like how the stab weapon works. See, even this I like. It really sinks into the enemy. Really sinks in. Damn fast. And what's the heavy attack? Damn, this weapon might be the bomb. You can go fast. One of the cool things about playing D4 was that you can try like a shitload of different classes and really feel like you have multiple different styles of combat, like different spells. Different spells, different melee, and you kind of like, everybody plays so differently, find something that you like. I don't think I like the two-hand on this either. Something about it, something about the two-hand makes it feel kind of strange. I thought there was a guy that climbed over the wall there. And then the lamp. Go umbral and go through. Look, that's fast. She kind of finds him. Ah, shit! I ran out. I ran out. So then, what's two-handed? Two-handed is still a stab. Two-handed is still a stab. There's no real point to using that if you're going to There's no point in using that if you're going to need the shield. No, you can't. You can't even run out of there. I mean, even if I kept this character, the why is not doing it? And like missed some items. It's not like the early game items are so important. I kind of just wanted to try another weapon to see if she felt different, which she does. But I think I would still play that werewolf first. Oh, up to the boss? That's a good idea. Fight the boss and see. See who I like. I'll tell you what else I could do. Let me do this. That's the trial, right? Let me see this. I have it here. View product. Play game. I'm playing it. So it thinks I've got the full game. I bought it and I installed it. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do this first. And then you can siphon that stuff, right? It always sounds like another dude. This spear chick is cool. Because she's fast. But admittedly, you kind of need like... You kind of need some type of horizontal swing slash to grab guys from the side. But it proves thrust is so useful because it aims right at them and it reaches the farthest. It says I got the full game installed. Let me see if I can continue Dread. So then you just want to fight the guys that are like, yeah. I'm getting stamina burned. I think the game's fun. And I mean, even just trying out a second build and seeing how she feels different from the first. Like, it's fun, it's fast. I don't know, I think this is a good Souls clone. I think it's pretty fucking good. So then what happens here? You're blocked off. And then you get pulled down. And you go back to the normal world. Man, she's fast. And then now you can go through. She kind of runs out of stamina. So what is this log in? Maybe that's what I have to do. So let me see. Exit here. There's got to be a way to figure this out. Because there's no download option. There's no download option. So, load game. Or maybe what can I do here? Enter password to find friend. It still says buy full game. Let's load this. Let's load this. Load game. And I'm here. I'm blocked. What if I say exit to main menu? What if I say there's an option at that statue to log in? Look, log in. You're currently in offline mode. Yeah, but I don't want to be in online mode. That's not the issue. Maybe if I need to restart. I'll tell you what. I'm going to kill the stream and restart the game. And if that doesn't work, I guess that's it. I think the game's cool. Like I said, I think it's one of the better Souls clones that even exists. And that's why I bought it for 20 bucks on stream. Hope you didn't get my password. Let's see if I can just kind of restart quickly, and maybe we can continue. Otherwise, Lords of the Fallen, I mean, it gets a bad rap, but it's fun. I think it's pretty fun.